Hey vinyl community, Mr. Rick here, and I just wanted to enter Miss Rachel's happy birthday contest. I went to the computer and I looked up the people who had lived in were born on my day. My day, by the way, is January 22nd of 1958. So I've got a full month on Miss Rachel. But anyway, I looked up people that were born on my date, and I found some. It was harder to find people that had died on January 22nd than it was to find musical people that were born on January 22nd. But a few names I want to mention. Teddy Gentry of the group Alabama was born on January 22nd, 1952. Steve Perry of Journey was born January 22nd, 1949. And James P. Pennington of the group Exile was also born on January 22nd, 1949. But the person that I have chose, the musical person, was born in 1931 on January the 22nd. So I share my birthday with Sam Cooke, another great singer, and did a lot for popular music. And this is his album from 1960, hits of the 1950s. Okay. Now I looked for people that had died on January 22nd, and I only found two of those. Ann Miller was one. She died on January 22nd, 2004. She was a singer, she was an actress, and she was a dancer way back in the 1940s and 50s. But the one that I picked was a gentleman by the name of Billy May. He was an orchestra leader and a trumpeter, and a very good one at that. He did a lot of records with pop acts. Here's his album from Frank Sinatra from 1958, and Come Fly With Me, and this is Billy May and his orchestra. He was one of the reasons that this album did so well. Okay, so Billy May is the person that I picked that died on my birthday. And the other question was your parents. What type of music did your parents listen to? I grew up in a mixture. My father was from Massachusetts, and he loved the old pop stuff. He loved Dean Martin, for example, was one of his favorites. Here's Perry Como, was another one of his favorites. And a guy by the name of Jerry Vale, he also liked the old popular stuff. Now, my mother was a country girl, and she liked country music. And one of her favorites was Don Williams. She enjoyed his music quite a bit. She also liked Jim Reeves, was one of her favorites. And a fella from down under by the name of Hank Lachlan. She liked a lot of his stuff also. My mother was a big country music fan, and I got a good taste of all of it, because between the two of them, my parents wouldn't fight over the radio. If Mom got tired of listening to Dad's pop stuff in the car or whatever, she'd just reach over and push the button and put up some hillbilly music, and Dad never fought her on it. You know, if she got tired of it and wanted to hear some hillbilly music, well, then they listened to hillbilly music. That's all there was to it. But I grew up in a household where my father hated the Beatles. He once told me that, he said, back in 1955, he was in his late 20s. And he told me one time, he said, Rick, I was listening to rock and roll when it came out, and I was enjoying rock and roll. It was pretty good. I was enjoying it. He said, then the Beatles came along and screwed it all up. And I thought that was so funny, because we look at the Beatles as what really made rock and roll, and to him, it just completely destroyed the music that he was listening to. My father was not a Beatle fan at all. I had two older sisters that were Beatle fans, and I remember in 1964, I was 6 years old when the Beatles came on the Ed Sullivan Show. At the dinner table, my two older sisters begged my father, please let us watch the Ed Sullivan Show tonight. And my mother told him, George, let him watch it. So he did. and it came on, and those two sat in front of the TV, and they went like little newborn puppies. And I remember my father saying, "If you two don't shut up, it's going off," because he just was not a big Beatle fan, and never really liked it. He did appreciate their music when it was done by the artists that he listened to, but as far as a rock group, he wasn't a big Beatle fan. And that's my entry for the contest. Hope you enjoy it. And until we meet you again, this is Mr. Rick saying that if the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise, we'll see y'all before long.